Hi, Margaret. Yes, indeed. We are here with CEO Victor Muller. This is the man that some call the savior of Saab. So, Mr. Muller, thank you so much for joining us here live on Bloomberg Television.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's talk about your company. You guys are known as sort of the rock star of European supercars. Why get into the mass market automakers game?
Well, I would say that the situation that the market was in 2008, 2009 was what I call the perfect storm. A massive downturn in the industry, the largest car maker in the world, GM, at the time going through receivership and forced to sell off no less than 4 brands, Saturn, Pontiac, Hummer and Saab, and no takers. There were no takers. All the usual suspects were reorganizing their own companies. And so in the end there were just actually no buyers. And once in a lifetime you get an opportunity to buy a 63-year-old iconic car brand for a Saab. And I mean, look at where we are today. Tonight we'll see the pricing of the GM IPO. That very same company that was forced to sell is now repaying its American taxpayer money. So the industry has changed dramatically in just a matter of a year.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the GM IPO. Of course, getting a lot of buzz. You guys are still partners with GM. GM components are in some of the Saab vehicles. Will that partnership continue?
Well, definitely we have a pile of 63 agreements with General Motors for the ongoing relationship that we have with them. But for instance, in the area of engine supply, we have just announced an supply agreement with BMW. So we're moving away in that sense from GM, underlining the, let's say, the new identity, the independence, if you will, of Saab. And of course, GM is a very important supplier to us, and it will remain so. So we hope their IPO is going to be a blowout.
A lot of analysts say that it's very difficult for a boutique automaker such as yourself to really be successful, I guess you could say, in the big market game.
How do you completely agree with that observation prior to this crisis. However, this crisis has changed this industry permanently. What it has caused is that this perfect storm, as I described it, this has caused the fact that now every car maker, every boardroom of every car maker is thinking about one thing and one thing only. How can we drive our break-even point down? And the quickest fix to driving your break-even point down is sharing your technology, because it's basically already being paid for. And this is what's happening in this industry. So whilst in the past you were forced to develop all your technologies on your own at huge expense, today you see cross-company exchange of technologies like never before. We sold for $200 million our old technology of the 9593 to Beijing Automotive. But we're also on the receiving end of technology sharing, like being able to buy BMW power.
Right. Just a few seconds left. You guys are making a very exciting announcement. You're debuting your first foray into the crossover market. Tell us about that quickly.
Yeah. The 94X, we're unveiling it here today, is the first car that we've ever done in that market segment. And that means that as from today, Saab will have a fantastic crossover vehicle, which will now allow us to get our customers into that market segment, whilst in the past we would lose them to other makes if they wanted one. Mm-hmm. But also, you have to bear in mind, with the new 9.5 just launched, the 9.4X to launch today, and the new 9.3 coming in 2012, the oldest car on the showroom floor by 2012 will be the new 9.5. And never in its history has Saab had such a new and such a wide-ranging product portfolio ever. So we're very confident that we'll be able to restore the sales numbers to what they were prior to the crisis.
Sounds like you've got some tough work ahead of you. Victor Muller, thank you so much for being with us here, and we appreciate your time.